Next on Worcester News Tonight, the long-awaited Cat 3 landing system is up and running at Worcester Regional Airport. Plus, arena football is back in Worcester. We catch up with the team today as they prepare for their first game. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. Upgrades to the Worcester Regional Airport will be making landing much easier for pilots. The all-new Cat 3 landing system is now up and ready to go. The $32 million project is state-of-the-art for low-visibility situations like snow or fog. Completed in December, the system was subjected to 2,000 hours of transmission before it received the green light for everyday use. Airport Director Andy Davis says Cat 3 will help Worcester Regional Airport grow.
That has been a challenge for air carriers in the past and a reluctance for air carriers to fly out of Worcester Regional Airport. Now that this system is in, we've got carriers looking at us much closer. In fact, JetBlue announced after we put the system in, the decision to put the system in, that they would add service.
Worcester Regional Airport will be announcing new services coming to the city on Monday. Becker College could be gaining more students next fall after Mount Ida College announces Friday it will close at the end of the current semester. According to officials from Mount Ida, the University of Massachusetts will be purchasing its assets. The school is known for its veterinary tech program, a specialized program Becker College also offers. UMass reached out to Becker asking if they would be willing to assist with the Mount Ida students enrolled in the program. Becker's president Nancy Crimmins says it's a sad day for everyone in the higher education community, and they'll do what they can to help.
In having us take a look at their records, our Dean of Animal Studies will look at each one individually, see where they're at in their current program at Mount Ida, how that corresponds to our program here, and they are very similar programs. So they'll have to go through admissions, the regular admissions process, but we will promise an expedited process.
Undergraduate students in good standing at Mount Ida would be offered automatic admission to the UMass Dartmouth campus so they can complete their degrees. We're now less than a day away from arena football returning to Worcester. The Massachusetts Pirates are gearing up for the first game in franchise history tomorrow night. The team will be part of the National Arena League. Our Cam Jandro was down at the DCU Center tonight. He has the story.
Anna, the turf is down and the walls are up. The Massachusetts Pirates will kick off their inaugural season tomorrow night here at the DCU Center. It's the first of 8 games the city will host this season. Today I caught up with the team's president and he says it was a lot of work to get to this point and they just want it to be Saturday.
1, 2, 3. The final touches are being put on the DCU Center for the Massachusetts Pirates opening game.
I'm just ready for it to be here. You know, no more talking about it, no more explaining what we're doing.
We can't wait to, hit a different colored jersey instead of ourselves.
The team doing a final walkthrough Friday night as they prepare for their first ever kickoff. President Jawad Yateem has spent months promoting the team, talking to fans about arena football.
A big part of our first year is really just educating people on the game itself and kind of exposing this area to what arena football is about.
Back in November, the Pirates and City of Worcester made the announcement football would be returning. The team will be one of 6 in the National Arena League. Commissioner Chris Siegfried says Worcester now plays a key role.
With the National Arena League, we're on to something special. And Worcester, Mass, the Boston metro area, we feel like this is a key market for us to be successful in the Northeast.
Arena football hasn't been in the city since the New England Surge closed operations in 2008 after only 2 seasons. The Pirates say they're ready to go and the team is here to stay.
It's been a long road to get to where we're at, but we got a lot of great buzz in the community and a lot of good backing and a lot of good sponsors.
We have long-term goals here, and as long as we bring in some good ball players, we should be able to sell our brand.
Now the schedule is quite similar to that of the NFL, with 16 regular season games starting tomorrow and working its way all the way until August. Tomorrow night, the Massachusetts Pirates will be taking on the Maine Mammoths, and kickoff for that game is at 7 o'clock. Reporting at the DCU Center in Worcester, I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
Thanks, Cam. El Hudda Academy in Worcester showcasing the talents of its students through their Stream Around the Globe event. The Academy is the first certified Islamic stream, or science, technology, religion, engineering, and mathematics school. The stream assignment was for each classroom, pre-K through 8th grade, to choose a country and then come up with a solution to help solve a problem the country is facing.
I'll give you an example. There is a refugee crisis in Germany, and they came up with the solution of how you can build tiny units for refugee families that are off the grid. And they actually give a great manifestation through their project-based learning to showcase that how these solutions are solving some of the problems that the world is facing.
School principal Nadir Sikander says stream-based learning is important because the learning is not only what happens in the classroom. He says they have to make the learning relevant outside the classroom as well. The Worcester Islamic Center and the Islamic Society of Greater Worcester are both holding open houses this weekend. They're welcoming people from all different faiths to visit both mosques and get a better understanding of Islam as a religion.
The main cause of this open house, that we want to assure that Islam is a religion of peace and tranquility.
I think in this era of intolerance and hatred, what we are really listening around, I feel like people are too uptight and getting the wrong message. So we want to make sure that Islam, being a peaceful religion, people come to know about our religion and not be afraid of it, rather learn to live together and understand each other.
The open house will be held this Saturday beginning at 2 p.m. A Holden farm severely damaged by a fire earlier this week is trying to get back on its feet. Lilac Hedge Farm suffered a major loss when almost half of the barn was destroyed. Now another local farm is stepping up to help out. Our Chandler Walsh has the story.
Ryan McKay stands on what's left of a barn destroyed by a fire this week. It housed many of Lilac Hedge Farm's animals, who all made it out safe.
Barns can be rebuilt, but the fact that all the animals was able to get out was a godsend.
The Holden farm is bouncing back with help from fellow farmers. Cooper's Hilltop Farm in Leicester created a GoFundMe page, raising more than $15,000 in just 2 days.
We knew that if we could get the word out that it happened, that people would step up and do something.
Livestock manager Megan Jennings says the fire was contained to one side of the barn. The animals are now resting comfortably, all living in the undamaged side.
It's not ideal, but it works. You know, they're out of the snow and the elements.
The farm also lost their well pump, grain storage, and many supplies for everyday operation. McKay says the barn couldn't be insured when they bought it in 2015, making the fire more costly. Heidi Cooper says she made the fundraiser knowing she needed to help.
Even though we're in the same business, it doesn't matter when this type of thing happens. You just help each other because every farmer is important.
Now the farm is working on getting basic supplies back, and they're touched by the support.
It's just been really reassuring knowing, trying to move forward, that there's some awesome people around us.
Of course you cry because you just don't, you know, you have friends and you just, to think that they would think of you that way and think of your business.
Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
A Holden man charged with killing his brother is found guilty of second-degree murder Friday. According to the prosecutors, Michael Dowjat made a conscious decision to kill his estranged brother David Allen in June of 2014. They say the 68-year-old inflicted more than 65 injuries to his younger brother, including knife wounds and blunt trauma. Sentencing is scheduled for May 10th. According to the Worcester County District Attorney's Office, by statute, Dowjat will be sentenced to life in prison. He'll be eligible for parole in 15 years. In Leicester, 2 suspects are charged with stealing items from a donation bin. Police shared this picture of one of the suspects crawling out of the bin. And now, if you look closely, you can see bags stuffed into the back seat. Police say they were notified of clothing being stolen from the Planet Aid bin and were able to quickly identify the suspects.
The donations are obviously supposed to be going towards charity or towards individuals who need them, and then to have them stolen is very disheartening. Quite frankly, if they were stealing them for themselves, we would have helped them out. There are places they can go right here in town. The recycling center takes in clothes, and they would have given them to them.
Police say they may be the same suspects as a similar theft several months ago. The 2 will be summoned to court at a later date. Researchers at WPI are looking at new ways to turn food waste into biofuel. A new, less expensive catalyst they're trying is showing positive results. Our Rosalind Flaherty explains.
Students at WPI are researching new ways these groceries can be turned into energy. It's a project they say could have an impact on global problems like food waste.
The capacity of landfills is getting reached all over the place.
According to data from the United Nations, about 1/3 of all food processed for human consumption is lost or wasted. Michael Timko is an assistant professor of chemical engineering. He says they are using a technology which has been around for about 40 years, but are adding a new agent to it called red mud. He and other students say it's less expensive than other agents they've tried.
It allowed us to increase the amount of energy we're getting out of the food that we can then use towards making a fuel.
This is one key element to the overall process to make it an efficient alternative to using oil.
Timko says they take regular groceries like applesauce and cheese and mix them, then add the red mud. He says they were getting better than 80% of energy out of the food with the red mud. He says other agents they were using were only getting about 25% of energy.
All the catalysts we have, one thing we like about them is that, in principle at least, we should be able to reuse them multiple times as well.
About 300 graduate students have been working on this project for about a year and a half.
We run about 2 full-scale experiments a week, from, putting it all together to separating it all out and doing analysis.
They hope this red mud will be the answer to making tons of food waste into clean energy.
Let's use something, do something valuable with it rather than just having it go to waste.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.